Greetings and salutations, inheritance. It is I, Wolfphototech, and here we are with another delightful video. Today I'm covering Pathfinder 2nd Edition's Occult Spell Cards by Paizo Publishing. This is a delightful deck that is over 200 is a 200 card deck, more than 200 cards. The other largest deck is the Arcane Spell Card deck of the Core 5. There's 4 magical traditions: Arcane, Divine, Occult, and Primal. And then there's a 5th group called Focus Spells, which is not tied to the tradition system, but is loosely based into the schools of magic, like evocation, divination, and so forth. And my personal opinion of the occult name for the spell deck, and being that it's the Bard one, because the iconic class for the occult spells is the Bard, is not the best choice combination of the terms, but the way they organized the spells makes sense. I'm thinking that when they came to like, we're going to have 4 traditions, and we're going to divide all the classes into different tradition piles, and you can have some of the classes that can pick either one tradition or another. We're going to make the Bard the iconic of the 4th tradition. We got Primal, which is nature. We got Divine, which is, we've already had Dungeons & Dragons 3.5 and Pathfinder 1st edition had divine magic from the gods or stuff like that. So that's easy. We got Arcane already. So you had 2, and then you added the 3rd one, which is Primal. It makes perfect sense. And what else is associated with magic? Oh, occultism. Well, we can't use the Warlock because Wizards of the Coast has not released that out of the OGL. The Bard. Yeah, we can use the Bard for the occult spell, the iconic. So that's the one thing that is like doesn't quite jive with me. But anyways, the occult spell list is really neat. It's largely a spell list of secrets and will, so it's kind of neat. It kind of does jive with the Bard, and once you describe what the general theme of all the spells typically are tied together with. But then you got like question marks as to why it's specifically the Bard is the iconic of the spell list. In this deck there is a spacer in here, and then there's like 200 fun cards. We got the artwork of the iconic Bard. I keep forgetting his poor name. And then you have the instructions, and on the back of one of the decks should be like the legal card. And then you have the cantrips in the front, like Chill Touch. Got the name on the other corner. There's cantrip and the level you can gain that cantrip at. And then you have the tag for cantrip and what traditions and schools it is. This is specifically cantrip necromancy negative. It does negative damage. And right below is tradition. It lists arcane, divine, and occult components and how many actions it takes. It takes 2 actions. And then it describes the mechanic of the spell as well as the heightening of the spell. In the case of cantrips, they auto heighten. So you got a bunch of fun occult cantrips. And then I'm going to flip through this really quickly to point out that unlike, say, like some other card sets for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition or other companies' card sets, Paizo was really smart, and they have it flipped to the other side. So you have the information on both sides. So if the spell is so long that the extra information for how the spell works is also flipped on the other side. And then there's also right here a page number for defining if you have a success and certain effect happens. For more information or reference on that, you can check that to see how that effect works. If you just so happen to forget how it works, or you got the condition cards for Pathfinder 2nd Edition. And that's actually not coming, that's not too far into the future. I'm going to cover those. But anyways, you got a card that goes to two sides. Awesome. You got tons and tons of spells in here. You got level 0 cantrip. And then you got spells that go all the way up to level 10 in here. And as they said, there's a legal card right there. Time Stop, a level 10 spell. You typically get 2 level 10 spells once you hit up to like level 7, 8. It's sometime after level 17 you get level 10 spells. You get 1 spell slot if you pick the feat for it. You don't get level 10 spell slots automatically or spells. You get a option for a feat. You choose to take that feat, which then grants you 2 level 10 spells, but 1 spell slot to cast them with. And you have a nice little selection in there. You got, in the case of the Bard, you got Time Stop, Remake, Gate, and Fabricated Truth, and Alter Reality for your level 10 spells selection. I think the Bard actually has one of the larger level 10 spell lists by like a spell or two. I think most traditions only get like 4 or 5, and I think it gets like 6 or 7 in the player's the core rulebook. Now it's also important to, I just keep saying like Bard because they put the Bard on the box, but this is specifically the occult tradition. Other spellcasters like the sorcerer or witch or etc. in the future can also pick from the occult spell list. So the traditions are spell lists in which multiple classes can pick from. And then there's typically the iconic one of that, which is basically the poster boy or girl for that tradition, which in this case is the Bard. So these spell cards, other than like maybe like a question about durability and the fact that I would like it if they were bigger, are solid 4-star right here. This deck, by the way, however, unlike say like the smaller decks, these smaller decks being $24.99, this deck is, it actually states right here what the price is for it. $29.99 right there. So yeah, it's about $30. It's really useful for playing Pathfinder 2nd Edition. I do highly recommend buying this deck because this happens to be one of the few ways that Paizo makes their money on Pathfinder 2nd Edition is by selling adventure paths and books and cards and various other gaming aids like flip mats and things like that, because they don't make their money on the value of the rules, because all the rules are for free, and there's tons and tons and tons of people who play Pathfinder 2nd Edition for free because they just go on Archives and Nethys, or they spent the $2.99 for Path Builder for Pathfinder 2nd Edition, or Path Builder 2. That's it, and they don't even bother buying anything, and they just play that way. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you happen to love and enjoy these videos, please tell me so in the comments below and consider subscribing and liking. If you don't, tell me why, and please type that into the comments and hit the dislike button. Thank you very much for watching. Have a delightful day, a nice night, a wonderful week, and a magnificent month, and see you next time.